Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I want to talk to you guys about how much money can you actually make in a recruitment job. Obviously, with me working in recruitment for the last 8 years, with three and a half years now coming up to me working for myself, I worked in recruitment and recruitment companies for about 5 years, and so I have a good amount of experience and understanding of how much money can you actually make working for recruitment companies as a recruitment job. I mean, a lot of companies advertise this whole 6 figures, £100,000 a year. Is that possible? Can you really make that sort of money? That's the stuff I'm going to cover in this video, but also I will be covering in the end how much money can you actually make with your own recruitment company. So first we're going to go through a recruitment job, and then we're going to go through a recruitment company. I mean, the value in this video is crazy. So make sure you like this video, share with your family and friends, and obviously like this video. I didn't actually get a video out on Sunday, and I'm not going to lie, man, for someone who tries to be like the output crazy, my output's not been great. So one, forgive me for that, I apologize. But two, it's made me realize, you know what, we're gonna go a bit boom, we're gonna push the content out, we're gonna bring value. But going straight into it, in recruitment, usually depending on where you're based, so if you're based in London, usually you will get like a £2,000 or £3,000 more on your basic salary. So for example, as a trainee recruitment consultant, you can look to make 20 to 23,000, generically speaking, in England, across the UK sort of thing. In London though, you can make 25, 26 even as a trainee recruitment consultant. Usually though, you will have targets in place where you need to hit those targets, and if you're not hitting those targets, honestly, your job's at risk, because if you're not making money for the company and they're paying for your salary, unfortunately, it's one of those tricky situations where, you know, they need you to make money, otherwise you don't have a job. A lot of the times that's how it works. A lot of the times recruitment is a tough place to be. A lot of the times, you know, it is difficult. Where people say you can make a lot of money, that's true, but it is difficult. It's not easy. Sometimes you have to go in early, you come home late, you're thinking about it all the time because you're thinking, oh, my client's not paid, this has not happened, there's so many things you're trying to do at once that it can be actually very difficult. But realistically, how much can you make in your first year? Well, I'll tell you how much I made in my first year. I actually had a basic salary of, I think it was 18 or 19,000 pounds in my first year. I did really well. I have to be honest. I did really well in my first year. And so alhamdulillah, I made 36,000 pounds in my first year after commission. So there is a thing that I say. If you're looking to get into recruitment, the one thing you should do is get a job as a trainee recruitment consultant, but always ask the company what their commission structure is. Honestly, it varies a lot. A company could have a commission structure of like 4%, where they give you 4%, and it could be as high as like 25, 30% even. So obviously, it actually makes sense to take like £1,000, £2,000, £3,000 less on where you're getting more commission, just because the earning potentials are a lot higher. I, to be honest with you, didn't know much. I went for the middle ground. I did have an understanding that, you know what, I'm not going to go for the big players. The big players are obviously always going to give me less commission. I'm going to go in the middle. I want the company to have an element of background, you know, I want them to be a good company, and also I want to be able to make good money. So I went in the middle. So in my first year, I made £36,000 on an 18-19 basic. You know, I pretty much doubled it, though I will say one thing, that's scarce, that's rare. That's not like a, you know, I'm not trying to say I was amazing, but alhamdulillah, you know, I did all right, basically. You know, I got some placements, and to be honest with you, you know, I was living recruitment. Like, it was hard, you know. Every day I was turning up, I was grinding, and it wasn't easy. So I'm not sitting here saying like, look at me, I made so much money. I'm actually saying it was very hard. And after doing that hard work, I made £36,000. But I will say one thing. Once you start making the money, it actually only gets easier. Why? Because if you have clients that are happy to work with you, that are on an ongoing basis, they're like, oh, we'll work with this guy. Yeah, we'll work with this guy. Usually, over a few years, you build up more and more clients. If you build up more and more clients, you don't need to go and get new business, and therefore technically you can sit on your backside and just, the clients come to you and say, can you find us this, can you find us that? You go find the people, and it's much easier. And getting promoted in recruitment is actually quite normal. If you start making some good money for the company, they have targets in place. Unlike other industries, if you make, you know, £75,000 for the company, you'll get promoted to the next stage. Of course, the targets vary depending on each company. For me, I remember it being, when I make £75,000 a year, for that company, I'll get promoted from trainee to recruitment consultant. And I think my basic salary went up to like 23 or 24,000. I can't remember. But the point is the reason recruitment's good in that way is you can actually get a clear understanding of, oh, okay, if I can make 23,000, I need to make this. If I need to get to 28,000, I need to make 150,000 pound a year for the company. And then they will give me a promotion of like, 5, 6, 7 more thousand pound. Obviously, you're getting more commission. Usually a lot of the recruitment companies will give you more commission on more money you make. So like your first, 30 to 40,000 pound for the company will be at 10%. The next, 20, 30 will be at like 15%. So they try to incentivize you in getting sort of more money and getting more commission, and therefore, you take more and you make more. It is a very money type of game. Now, I do want to answer the main question. Can you make 6 figures, 100,000 pound a year in your first year? I think, to be honest with you, the answer is yes and no. For most companies, you're not going to make 100,000 pound a year in your first year, and maybe not even in your second year. But can you make it in your 4th, 5th year? Yes, 100%, you can. Because you have to remember, right? You're working for someone. And when you're working for someone, then obviously they have to take the main bunch of the money, right? So if you make 75,000 pound a year, well, they're going to keep 40, they're going to keep 50, and they'll give you 20. So therefore, if you want to make 100,000 pound in a year, you're probably going to need to make the company a minimum of £500,000 a year for you to see 6 figures. But after a few years, you build up your links, you build up your contacts, you get more and more people coming to you for business. It's easier. And yes, after 3, 4, 5 years, it's very, very realistic to make 6 figures, £100,000 a year in a recruitment job. But I now have my own recruitment company. I set up my own recruitment company 3 years ago. I think it was about 3 years ago. Can you make good money? Yeah. I mean, look, it's just, I think you have to have a lot of understanding. Just because you've worked in recruitment does not mean you can necessarily go set up a recruitment company. I had experience of about 5, 6 years. I tried to understand every avenue, from credit control to payroll to invoicing, all of it. And only then did I go start my own company. I guess the good thing is, in most instances, you're probably keeping about 90% of the revenue made. And so obviously you're going to make a lot more money. You're not reporting to that many people. Obviously, you're your own boss. It's great. There are a lot of positives. It's a lot of hard work though. It is a lot of hard work, and that I want to be very, very clear in. I don't want to be like, oh, it's just easy money, quick money, boom, you're a millionaire. It's not like that. It is hard work. You have to put it in. Is the potential there? 100% yes. Can you make 10, 15,000 pound a month? 100% yes. If you can do it for a company, then why can't you do it for yourself? And if anything, one would think that you would work harder for yourself. And so I think the potential is definitely there. Again, you have to work hard, put in the effort, put in the hard work. And no doubt, a recruitment company, you can make some good money. Would I recommend someone doing it for 10, 15 years? I think, to be honest with you, recruitment is one of those games. You only have an element of stamina. It comes with a lot of emotional stress. So I think maybe 10, 15 years. I don't think anyone wants to be doing recruitment for longer than 10 or 15 years. Just because it does come with a lot of workload, a lot of hassle, a lot of stress, but obviously you make good money as well. So I hope this video gives you some context, some value, some numbers, and you guys can understand what sort of money you can actually make in recruitment. I hope this video makes sense. Again, like the video, share with your family and friends, and subscribe to the channel. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.